All right, so this is my circuit design here. I have an Arduino Uno board, a temperature sensor, a I have a breadboard and six light bulbs. So I have the temperature sensor powered by the Arduino Uno board, and I have the breadboard um, connecting the ground wire so that the temperature sensor's ground, as well as the six light bulbs ground, can be connected to that ground wire. And I have my uh, temperature sensor V out um, wire connected to the analog one input. So what this is supposed to do is when the temperature reaches or excuse me, when the temperature sensor senses a temperature um, at about 2 degrees Celsius or lower, what's going to happen is the light bulbs um, it should power the light bulbs to then turn on and thus releasing heat to warm the gutters. And this is how it would look on the um, with the 3D design here. These are the light bulbs. This is where the Arduino kit would be, and on the other end, on the other side would be the breadboard. So when that reaches, and the temperature sensor is on the back side. So, and once that temperature sensor senses a that 2 degrees Celsius or lower, that's when these lights will cut on. And so, looking at the code here, we have I've set a I've set a variable here, temp pin, a bulb pin, raw data that will hold the initial data of the temperature sensor, and as well as temp variable, which will hold the temperature in Celsius. And so I set up the pin mode to handle the set up the pin mode for the bulb pin uh, to be the output for the light bulb for the light bulbs, and I have that in input D10, and I have all these light bulbs connected to D10. And so pin mode here, temp pin, that's going to be the input to so we can get the temperature of we can get the value of the temperature from the temperature sensor. And so I just have raw data here, a reading the analog read of that temperature sensor, and I then convert that to Celsius. And if that temperature is equal to two or less, 2 degrees Celsius or less, then we digital write that bulb pin to high, which thus gives power to all of these light bulbs here. And otherwise, it'll set it to low, and all of it will be all of it will be off. And yeah, so that's pretty much my circuit design as well as my code.